Morning, Year Nines. I would like you to spend some time today polishing your work. I was so thoroughly impressed with some of the interpretations and ideas that you came up with for the analysis and the interpretations of these key quotations from Caste. And so I wanted to share some of the amazing ideas that you guys had. And along with that, I also wanted to give you a little bit of feedback. So if we have a look at this little section that's underlined, analyze the quotation in detail, referring to keywords, techniques, form, and/or structure. Now, you came up with some amazing interpretations, but I did feel that you're zooming in on specific words and your ability to use language, terminology to identify some of the techniques that have been used and how they work, could have done with a little bit more detail. And so I have added to some of the quotations an example of how I might have done that. So kind of looking at identifying techniques, zooming in on a word and thinking about the overall effect that's created. So what you will see is that I've gathered all of your amazing ideas together. That was the image that you were given. Sometimes there was more than one quotation that was relevant. And so I've popped a few different quotations and I've made sure that whenever we move on to a new quotation, I've changed color. So it alternates. These bullet points are your amazing ideas. And then I might have added a few ideas afterwards. And that was another quotation that we could have explored there. Now, what I would like you all to do, please, is to go back to the work that you did for me on this task. I have returned it to you. I will place it at the top of the stream or as close to the top of the stream as I can get it so that you can find your example. Ideally, it would be best to place your document side by side on your screen with my document. Now, how you do that, for those of you who might not know, is to just make that a little bit smaller. Then you can take my document and drag it out, and that way you can kind of control where it is, pop it on about half the screen, and then you can put your document over here and you can read and make changes and annotate and polish your own work. Now, what I'd like you to do is please remember that I want to very easily see which work you've actually polished. So highlight any additions that you make in green. I've deliberately created a PDF because I don't just want you to copy and paste the information. What I suggest you do to make the most of this activity is to read through everybody's different ideas. Imagine we were in the classroom and we were talking about this before you went and wrote your own analysis. And these are all the ideas that people have contributed. So read through them all, read through mine, and then go and, in your own words and highlight it in green, add some more detail to your quotation. Maybe there's an idea that you thought, oh, that's clever, I hadn't thought of that. Or maybe you realize that you could have added some more detail or a keyword or a technique. Go and add that to your own work and then resubmit your analysis for me so that I can have a look at your polishing. Once again, I just want to say how proud I am of how brilliantly you guys are doing under lockdown. And really to encourage you to believe in yourselves a little bit more. I've had lots of little messages going, I've tried my best, but I'm not sure it's right. This is poetry. It's all right. Everything you say is relevant as long as you can back it up. So if you can look at something and say, well, I think this is what it means. I think this is the effect that was trying to be created because, and you justify your point, unless you've completely, totally and utterly misinterpreted the poem, and none of you did that. In fact, there isn't anyone who's misinterpreted any of the poems so far. you'll be flying, and you are flying. If I was in class with you, I would be celebrating your amazing successes, jumping up and down and dancing around the front of the room on a regular basis. So have some faith, trust in yourselves, trust in your opinions, and really justify them. Have the power of your conviction. Just go, this is what I think, and this is why I think it. Looking forward to seeing your polished work. Bye.